All right, boys. Yet again, you know what it is. So, today we are reviewing a third party Xbox 360 controller, as you can see in front of you. Uh, where to begin? Where to begin? Where to begin? Can I focus, please? All right, thank you. All right, you see that? Yep. Yep. All right, so let's get into this. 360. I actually bought this not just to review it, but I actually needed it because I recently decided to rebuy another 360 console for specific purposes. Specific purposes. Uh, so when I did that, the console itself actually did not come with a controller. And of course, I would like a first party controller, but I thought, well, my thing is third party controllers, so why not? And I made this purchase again on Amazon, like all the rest of my purchases. And let's see what's going on here. So, first thing, controller is very, very, very similar to the original 360 controller. What I've always liked about this specific controller is, yes, it is kind of funky, wonky shape to look at because they kind of took this whole slant to kind of try to make it an X shape, kind of. But regardless of its little funky shape, so it makes it gives it a little bit of a weird look. In general, these controllers were known for being extremely comfortable, which is exactly what this bad boy is, comfortable. Uh, I think the brand name is W and O. Uh, had a lot of good reviews on it. So I was like, let me try it out. So one thing you will notice if you compare this to a first gen, compare this to an actual Xbox 360 controller, you will notice the buttons and the sticks are slightly smaller in scale. Slightly smaller in scale. This thing is not wanting to stay in focus today. But yeah, you'll notice each one of these buttons are slightly smaller in size as are these. And you will notice the home button is actually just kind of a straight silver slash mirror type of look. Everything's still pretty similar to what any guy with the 360 controller is used to. It is wireless, but this actually does not connect directly to your 360 console. This actually requires a little something extra, which it comes with. A gaming receiver, similar to Wavebirds, I guess, if you were to compare it to something. Yeah, so plug that into the USB port. As soon as you do that, as soon as you power on this bad boy, it immediately connects. You don't have to try to push the Bluetooth. You don't need to push the Bluetooth button to try to connect. It will connect on its own as soon as it powers up. These two will automatically pair and it will automatically read. Nothing else needs to be done in order for it to start working on the 360 console itself. The only thing I've noticed so far that is kind of irritating, not a little irritating, that I know other people won't care for when it comes to this setup is, one, the home button will allow you to turn off the console, but the home button will not turn on the console. Two, when you are done with gameplay for the day and you turn off your console, this will remain on. It will stay on. So you have two options in order turn this controller off, which is a little irritating because it'd be nice just to be able to push the home button and turn this controller off. But your options are pull this out of the USB port off the console. It will turn this off. Or take the battery pack out and back on in order to turn this off. But every time as soon as you put this battery pack back on, it will immediately turn on. There is no really on and off button, I guess you can say, on the controller itself. When there's batteries in, it will be on. You can turn it off by disconnecting this from the console. That's probably the only main gripe I see happening with this controller. Other than that, everything is great. The buttons are a little clicky. D-pad feels good. It's a hair mushy, but it's not too mushy. It feels good. What I like the most is actually the rubber joysticks. These feel good, nice, grippy. Again, I didn't know how I was going to feel about the controller itself being slightly smaller in scale when it came to the sticks and the buttons. But honestly, you don't even notice the difference because this right here in hand feels the exact same as the OEM. Again, joysticks are tight. Quick response back to center. Quick response back to center. Triggers feel good. Triggers feel good. One cool thing you can still do with this is these will take battery packs, rechargeable battery packs, not just 2 AA. So if you do already have some OG 360 controllers and you want to throw a battery pack in this third-party controller, it will work. So that's nice. Save you a couple of dollars instead of buying, having to buy a dozen AA's like I've done many times over. But I've had a lot of fun with this controller. I have a lot of fun because, again, like I said, it feels like an OEM. And the OEM, for anyone who has owned one of these in the past, knows that when it comes to comfortability, what's the word? Comfort. I don't know. Don't judge me. When it comes to comfort, not looks, but when it comes to comfort, this controller is amazing. I like it a lot. And I am actually currently playing this bad boy with it. Quick little, just so you know, it has nothing to do with the review of this controller. Anybody who is a fan of the Transformers War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, which are amazing 360 classics. So is this. Which is amazing 360 classics. They are actually not made backwards compatible due to this guy. There is some talks saying that will at some point happen, but as of now, these are amazing third-person shooter games that some people never knew about, didn't know about them, and man, just when it comes to third-person shooters, and if you are a Transformer fan, good God. War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron on the 360. Those two games alone is worth finding a used 360 console for $70. Anyways, so sorry guys. Back to the controller. Got it on Amazon. Brand is W&O. I believe this controller I got for $19.95, so it's $20. And I actually got it very next day. I actually didn't even order it till 9 o'clock at night, and it still got here on my doorstep by next afternoon by 5 p.m. So good purchase, amazing. Does have vibration. Does have vibration. It's not as strong as an OEM, but a lot of people say that when they're reviewing third-party controllers. Oh, the rumble's a little weaker. Oh, the rumble's a little weaker. At this point, I don't really care because I feel that just comes with the territory when you're buying a third-party controller on any console. The vibration, the motors in this for the vibration is always going to be slightly weaker than the OGs. You know what I mean? It's what comes with the territory when you're getting into a third-party controller. When you get into a third-party controller, you're always going to come across slightly clickier buttons and less vibration power. But this does work on Xbox 360, Xbox 360 Slims, and I don't remember. I think it was old Windows, like Windows 6 and 7, maybe. So using the receiver, it would also connect to those as well. But I like it. I like it. It's got a slightly matte finish. Feels good. I don't care for glossy finish on controllers. Glossy is a little bit too slippery / sweaty for me. I actually prefer slightly more rough texture to it, kind of like the back of the newer Xbox controllers, you know, the ones everyone uses for the series. How they have kind of a rugged pattern on the back of those. I actually love those. I love a slightly more rough, grippier controller. I don't care for glossy. This is a matte black finish, which is very nice. And this actually, the box it came in, they actually came with some shit. I don't know the name. I know y'all guys will know the name. The things you put around the joysticks to keep them from moving around to help you out with stick drift. They came with 2 of those wrapped around both of these sticks, which I thought was a cool little extra that out of all the third-party controllers I've bought, I have yet to come across a controller where they packaged it took in that little extra step to care for the joysticks when it comes to stick drift, adding that little extra protection around the joysticks to make sure there is no movement while in packaging and while in transportation to you. This W&O is the first company I've ordered from, third-party controller, that is actually given that little bit of extra effort. And again, I mean, it's brand new. It doesn't have a used look. It doesn't have a cheap look. I would definitely compare this to an OEM. The only thing that is noticeably different is the size of the buttons, and it's slightly more clickier. Other than that, though, I mean, it feels great. It's not much lag that I have noticed, not much lag at all. But again, I've only played shooters with it. Shooters, when it comes to lag, it's not super noticeable. If there is slightly a bit of lag, it's more fighting games. You will notice lag in these third-party controllers. But so far, it's had great response. No noticeable lag for me. It feels immediate. The vibration does feel good. Yes, slightly weaker, but it feels good. I would definitely recommend this. This one, I would give, for a third-party controller, I would give this a 9 out of 10. I'm liking this a lot. And guys, go ahead, try it. I'm telling you. This is what I'm currently playing with this controller right now. Set yourself up, HDMI. Get yourself a little 4K TV. Man, I'm telling you guys. All right. Well, no, oh, come on. Work with me. Work with me. Don't be mean. Well, guys, I mean, review is pretty simple, pretty basic. It's a great controller. If you want to have a little bit of retro gaming with the Xbox, this is where it's at, boys. You want third party? This is where it's at. All right, guys. Check out my other videos, man. I got plenty of reviews on other controllers, and I still got more to come. And I'll possibly put up some gameplay with this controller with this game. I will possibly be making that video and posting it up soon. Kind of just letting you get a chance to look at it in play. All right, boys. I'll talk to you next time, man.